And welcome everybody, and pardon my lateness. It's the Daily Space Weather. I'm your host Dan, aka smAsho. Today we're talking about the early warning smAsho system and how there is a coronal mass ejection likely. Will it be Earth facing? It'll be in the vicinity. Also, we've got large sunspots like 2781. First, we'll show you the view from Lagrange point 5. The stereo A coronagraph, and this bit of plasma up here is unlikely to remain stable. It will either collapse or more likely eject, and it's located up somewhere in the northern hemisphere most likely because of the angle you can see on it. And here's sunspot 2781. It's pretty decent sized, and the trailing portion is a huge magnetic well. The leading portion is more evenly distributed, magnetically speaking. There's a close-up from the time I did show prep. And the fields associated with this trailing area are very organized. So actually the likelihood of flaring is going down a little bit here as it's moving into a more Earth-facing region. We'll see if we can figure out if it's degrading or not. The radio flux at 82, actually. And by the way, there's a great animation, actually 83, as reported by spaceweather.com. There's a great little prominence here. Tell your favorite conspiracy theorist on YouTube that, look, it's a spaceship flying out of the sun. That'll be fun. So yeah, 83, we're way up here now on the 10.7 centimeter radio flux, and the sunspot number is, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly how many numbers are really associated with that. Let's see what spaceweather.com reports. I don't try to count the sunspots. The number was 15 the last time they updated. So welcome to Cycle 25. Welcome to the Neo Renaissance. Let's get into some Helio Viewer movies. We've got some great ones. Here are the magnetic fields. Actually, let me check the life of the stream first here and check comments. By the way, thanks everybody who tuned in, whether you viewed live or you viewed on the YouTube live premiere or you viewed hours later. Thanks for tuning in. Leave a comment, press like, subscribe, share with your friends and foes. And here are the magnetic fields. They're looking stable through this run. Not a lot really going on there. It is a big beta class sunspot group. And it exhibited at least 3 C-class flares over this run here. That's an old video. And here's the 304 angstroms view. Great close-up here, the extreme close-up. And you'll see 3 C-class flares in that run. And one of them is that prominence that was featured in a GIF animation. That was taken with a backyard telescope, by the way, the one on spaceweather.com. Pretty good still image there, perhaps, of that solar flare. One of those C-class ones was very straight. Here's the 171 angstroms view. Always a classic. And we've also got a bonus 94 angstroms animation here. I'll let that run through one more time and then show you the 94 angstroms, which is actually even a higher resolution than the 171, believe it or not. This is the extreme close-up. And the 94 angstroms wavelength takes 10 images per minute instead of 2, like all the others except for the 131. Great view of sunspot 2781, and welcome to the Smash Lights, the portion of the video where I just talk about anything. I talk about red flames or blue waves or red waves or purple Kool-Aid or drinking the Kool-Aid or not knowing what you're talking about or you're A in a hole in the ground and all sorts of things like that. Today's is going to be pretty short. Did you see yesterday's thumbnail? It featured Batacalf care. We go deep into it. Thanks to our patrons, by the way, before we get on with the Smash Lights. Patreon.com/SmashoMash is the true source of funding for the content. Thanks to our patrons, consider becoming a patron. You'll get some bonus features that nobody else gets to see. Please leave comments, patrons, about the additional posts. Let us know if you'd like more media, more whatever. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter as well. Don't forget that all things matter. And also on Facebook. It's facebook.com/SmashoMash. Today's featured product is the Mansa shirt, which I'm wearing another one today. It's the purple Mansa shirt, which is totally nonpartisan, by the way. It's not a Trump supporter shirt. It's not a Biden supporter shirt. It's not a Joe Jorgensen or a Al Jorgensen supporting shirt. It's just about personal accountability. You have to make America not suck. It's up to you. That's the point. It's completely nonpartisan. It's designed to enrage some people and amuse others, and yeah, but in any case, it's up to you. It's got our website. If you visit the website, you'll see that we've made some changes. And welcome to the Neo Renaissance. You can find all of our social media links there and so on. The smAsho VoIP line, a crucial aspect of the Smash News Network. And if you'd like to pick up one of those shirts, just come down here to the smAsho store and you'll see all the products there. We've also got an Amazon affiliate link. If you'd like to see our Amazon shopping list, go check that out. Perhaps get some wheels turning if you need to purchase those products. Help to support the channel by clicking on the link, smashomash.com/affiliate. If you enjoy the content on YouTube, please press like and subscribe over there. And don't forget to subscribe to our playlists, press the notification bell, and so on. Thanks to our subscribers at YouTube. We appreciate your comments, no matter how silly they are, because sometimes silly comments are exactly what we need. Also, bitshoot.com/SmashoMash. We're streaming live right now on Twitch, the typical streaming platform for the Smash News Network. And yeah, Twitch, it's just a fantastic platform. And it's delightful. Also, branch out into alt tech, folks, not just BitChute. Check out Minds.com, where we do things like say, man, oh man, you're going to trust the Gorton's fisherman? I mean, look at this white guy and the white lettering. Look at the white lettering. He's looking off like over his right shoulder. You see this? I mean, what a symbol of white privilege and oppression this is. I mean, he's probably out oppressing fish of color right now. See that? I said white. Oh my God. Also, let's get rid of Brawny. This guy Brawny here with his luscious green eyes and his hunky neckline and his masculine chin. He's just like, boycott this guy, for God's sakes. I mean, you got to get rid of both people of color and white people because it's both oppressive but for opposite reasons or something. I mean, also help to support our campaign to get the Washington football team renamed to the Washington Condiments because ketchup and mustard are not considered racist yet. You can find all that and more memes at minds.com/smashomash/images. And here ends today's shortened episode of the Smash Lights. A crucial aspect of the Smash News Network. Now let's get back to space for all our spaced out viewers. Actually, yes, that's right. It's the pre-cosmology segment. We're going to talk about forecasting elections because elections are part of the cosmos, right? Check this out. If you go to cnbc.com/markets, one of the links is pre-market trading. If you see that the market's crashed, that's an indication that the market thinks that Joe Biden has won the U.S. presidential election. If you see the markets are down, it's markets up means they think Trump won. Markets down means they think Biden won. So the NASDAQ is up significantly, which is actually kind of surprising, an indication that perhaps folks aren't quite sure. But personally, I wouldn't be buying big tech stocks. Let's just put it that way. Since 2021 is going to be the year of accountability. And that's the cold intro to today's Cosmology segment. Yet another feature of the Smash News Network. So yeah, today we're not going to talk about cosmic rays, although we regularly do. We covered it yesterday. Here are the current X-ray transients from Cygnus X3, massive X-ray binary, and brightest intrinsically luminous object in the Milky Way galaxy, known as the celestial pole star Deneb. At the other end of the precessional cycle, it is the celestial pole star. There are the X-rays from that. It's moved back into its average baseline state from its quiescent state, where it was over quite an extended period of time, really. And in fact, it was the longest quiescent period since back around 2006. It'll be interesting to see if it has a longer, shorter, or equal quiescent period this time in 2020. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, as we occasionally do talk cosmology stuff, such as this post about the sun, which is the Rosetta Stone of all cosmology, which is why it's important to understand it. Yesterday there was a massive double rainbow halo around the sun, and the photos just didn't do it justice. It was pretty tough to get any of that to stand out, even with the saturation turned all the way up. But yeah, Instagram.com/SmAshoMash. I'm not even at 500 followers. Also, check out this video on YouTube. We'll actually share this on our feed. The helical model of our galaxy is a vortex by DJ Sadhu. And this is just a fantastic video. Here's a little clip. And we won't get copyright struck. It's a great video about the sun's path and viewing the sun as a moving object, because it leaves behind this trail of ions and so on. So great animations here of what's going on with the heliosphere. And we shouldn't get copyright struck for that. Cheers, DJ Sadhu. We've subscribed and subscribed, that is. And fine job with that. And it's doing a great job of sort of showing the sun's path, the 265 million year path around the galactic orbit. So just a great animation there. Better than most channels that are talking about space stuff. Let's just put it that way. Also, don't forget to visit the links. We've changed around smashomash.com a little bit. Don't forget to head to the forum, as there is a giant cosmology forum over there, smashomash.com/forum. Go check that out. And there's the end of the cosmology segment. Let's get back to space stuff. And we've recently seen some changes happen in the solar wind, it having been steady for an extended period of time. And just bear with me one moment. All right, we're back. Current solar wind density, having come off of its lows a little bit here to 2.3 protons per cubic centimeter. We see some recent shifts in the phi angle here. Currently 209 degrees. BTBZ's been pretty steady here over the past 12 hours, but having recently moved into positive territory for the BZ, the direction of the total field, poloidally speaking. And the solar wind speed, just over 300 kilometers a second, having seen a little peak here where it just kind of spiked up a little bit and then back down. 308 kilometers per second is the current solar wind speed. There's the KP index pegged at 1 for the past 12 hours. Next, the magnetosphere movies. Here is the density. You can see a very low density magnetosphere. That would be 4 hours of data, by the way, folks. And I'm just doing this to speed up the stream a little bit. Here is the magnetohydrodynamic pressure. You You see that little increase, and then it drops back down again. Very weak magnetosphere right now, at least in terms of solar protonic induction. Not to be confused with the Ghostbusters total protonic inversion, or reversal, or whatever. Total protonic something. Next, looking at ground magnetic perturbations, so we don't see so many of them. Yesterday, it was a little bit more magnetically active. So pretty quiet here on the earthly front. And we are expecting a coronal hole wind stream to be striking any time now. And here we can see the three, it looks like three C-class flares there. Three significant similar flares over the past 24 hours there. There's a 3-day chart. So some X-ray flares that we showed you on the HelioViewer movies. If you got up before dawn, you might have seen Mercury rising ahead of the sun. And also Venus, fourth brightest object in the sky. Speaking of in the sky, I use in-the-sky.org. And I like to draw in the ecliptic. And the moon passing right over the ecliptic right now. Here's where stuff is in the solar system. And by the way, it looks to me like the Jupiter-Saturn alignment's already happened, even though it's not aligned in our sky yet. It looks like Jupiter is clearly past Saturn. Leave us a comment if you think that has to do with... leave us a comment if you think that has anything to... Well, never mind. Anyway, on 11/11, one of my favorite days, that's where stuff's expected to be. Let's take a look at the heliospheric polarity. The heliospheric current sheet polarity, that is. And the Earth is solidly in the South Pole current sheet, shown here in red. Here's the line of sight field plot. That was the ecliptic plane field plot. Keep in mind the data is 2 hours and 5 minutes old. And don't be surprised to see this B field get pulled down toward the South Pole, because that sunspot is pretty large, pretty in charge, and very far south. Next, looking at the coronal field plot, and we still see a whole series of open coronal hole field force lines shown here in purple, right on the equatorial region. And we could be moving into a magnetic connection with the coronal hole system now, as we see the phi angle shifting around to an area near 180 degrees. This is also showing you closed potential field force lines in pink and open potential field force lines, non-coronal hole ones, in black. And let's talk electrons. There's a 1-year chart of the relativistic electrons measured at the ionosphere level. Here's the 3-day chart of the GOES 16. Pretty nominal levels there. We do see some anomalies here over northern Canada and North America. Perhaps an indication of further weakening of the Canadian North Pole. And also we see some anomalies, a lack of electrons at some times over the South Atlantic anomaly. Really the entire South American continent. You'll see some oddities there. There you see that. Actually, that's pretty normal. That's at nighttime, so you notice they do dissipate in that area much more quickly. Probably not a coincidence. And again, there are those anomalies over North America. In fact, some of those were very close to my locale. It looks like we could have had some big GPS errors in the backyard yesterday. I didn't need a GPS to go vote. I went to vote on a bicycle, if you're wondering. Yes. Here's just one slice of the atmosphere. That was the whole entire air column. Here's just the ionosphere layer. And this isn't looking too crazy right now. It's looking pretty normal here. There's the latest image at 12:30. And it's recently charged up quite a bit, up to 14, maybe even 15 megahertz, it looks like to me there. 14 megahertz, I suppose. Not particularly anomalous, though. Let's talk about the Earth's heartbeat. What's going on with that? Why does it pulsate every 26 seconds? Nobody really knows why. Is it caused by waves? Is it caused by volcanoes? Is it caused by solar activity? Is there some sort of a 26-second signal in something else? Should this have been moved into the cosmology segment? Do you consider volcanoes cosmology? Well, yes, I understand. If you're into geology, you may realize that all the physical sciences are tied together in a rather significant fashion. And it's really not understood what's inside the planet, folks. The deepest borehole was, I believe, less than 20 kilometers, the Kola Deep borehole. And let's just say the Russians didn't find down there what they expected. How come the Earth has this weak seismic signal every 26 seconds? Leave us a comment if you have a theory about that. And let's look at larger signals. USGS's earthquake map over the past 24. And I see a deep quake near Japan at Saipan. Here's an ultra-shallow quake at Hawaii. You think it's under Mauna Loa? It looks like it's under Kilauea. And I don't even see... Is that a small caldera there? I don't think so. That's under no real calderas. It's part of the... That just looks like a regular mountain. Is there a new volcano forming in Hawaii? Anyway, there's a lot of magma. Hot, liquid magma under the ground in that place. That earthquake occurring at 700 meters above sea level. Here's a deep quake at the Philippines. It's only a 4.6 magnitude. Here's a deep quake at Chile, a 4.2 magnitude. Very deep quake at the Fiji Islands, a 4.5 magnitude at 501 kilometers. That's an odd one there, Goose Bay, Canada. A 4.4 magnitude in Goose Bay, Canada. We saw a 4.1 in Afghanistan at nearly 170 kilometers depth. And let's move on to volcanoes. As soon as we talk about a nearly 600 kilometer deep quake at Fiji. Sakurajima exploded, produced about a 10,000 foot ash plume. And before I talk more about that, let me check the life of the stream. Thanks once again, everybody, for tuning in. Cheers. Leave us a comment if you've got some comment to leave. Here's what's erupting, according to volcanodiscovery.com. Abiku, 5,000 foot ash plume there. Sakurajima, 10,000 foot ash plume there. Suwanosejima, 3,000 foot ash plume there. Mount Ibu, rather. As it explodes, it's producing a 6,000 foot ash plume. Semeru, flight level 140, 14,000 feet there. Rupahu looks like it's stable here, as a couple of months of pH testing in the lake, in the crater lake, has shown a fairly stable pH. So perhaps not going to do very much more than it's done, although it did do some interesting things fairly recently. What was that, about 2 months ago? Popocatépetl exploding, 19,000 foot ash plume there. Similar situation at Sangay. Similar situation at Revenador, but a slightly smaller ash plume there. Sabancaya exploding. Flight level 260 there, 26,000 feet. And Kapahu. Don't try to cop a field of Kapahu. It's producing a 10,000 foot ash plume. Here are the jet streams of the eastern world. Here are the jet streams of the western world. Check out the anticyclone. We got to name that one. Who's a CNN reporter that you like? Can somebody please name that after your favorite CNN reporter? It can't be Anderson Cooper, Wolf Blitzer, Jake Tapper, Don Lemon, or Cuomo. Let's play Name That Anticyclone. Yes. Here's where pressure cells are. We're going to advance this GFS forecast style. This is where we expect them to be at midday tomorrow. There you go. There's noontime my time tomorrow. Let us know if you're drinking a Mai Tai today to celebrate the fact that you survived another election. And no matter who wins, you probably won't be very much affected at all in any sort of a direct fashion. I'll tell you what's also not being affected, all this lightning. But there's a lot of it. Yowzers. It's a lightning-y day on the sunlit portion of the planet. By the way, don't believe anybody if they tell you lightning doesn't strike twice in the same spot. It certainly does. A spot struck by lightning is not a place to hang out. There could be involvement of elements in the ground that are aiding to the lightning striking in those spots where electrons like to dance. And look at the long line of lightning here. South Atlantic and Caribbean still a lightning hotspot as that hurricane stagnates, as I forecasted yesterday, because of all the dry air north of it. Next, looking at the U.S. Doppler Radar Map. Not a lot of rain here, mostly northern. All right, I gotta say it. Have you noticed that the way, look at this border right here. It looks like Joe Biden is sniffing Idaho. All right, look at the border. Just look at the border. Let's hope that Idaho has gone to smashomash.com/affiliate and purchased the Garnier Fructis conditioner. Because look at it's Montana is sniffing Idaho. This is groundbreaking. And thanks Dave Rubin for for being the guy who reported that. Hey, thanks everybody. You can never unsee that. I'm gonna leave the screen so you can unsee me and not associate me with this horrific discovery. Yes. Congratulations on surviving a global pandemic and the election. I know. Votes aren't going to be counted till Friday. It's Pennsylvania. I live here. Look at all the low clouds persisting over the Atlantic and the Gulf. Next, looking at the water vapor map. And it's going to warm up here in Pennsylvania, so let's zoom in on the Pennsylvania-Ohio border. Congratulations to Donald Trump for winning the state of Ohio, and Texas, and Nevada, which everybody thought would go blue. There's the water vapor situation over the mid-Atlantic. And if you're on a plane flying across this area, expect turbulence, because this air is much more massive than this air, which isn't really a low, so I can't put an L there. It would be a meteorological failure. So hey, Smash Team, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to stay tuned, as we've got bonus features. It's about time for this thing to be closed. We're going to show you the 335 angstroms 2-day video, a 48-hour SDO ensemble of images, right after we show you the intensity gram, to show you one big sunspot group. And here it is. It's 2781. And I just pressed refresh. It's 12:15 Universal Time. Do you know where your sunspots are? On the southeast corner. Oops. Here is the colorized magnetogram. None of those areas up there appear to be sunspots, at least not yet. And you can see how much North Pole we have associated with that. It's creating an inconsistency in the field power of that area, although the leading umbra is more organized. Here's the 335 angstroms. We are out. We got to get this thing uploaded. By the way, Twitch has a fantastic mobile app at twitch.com. The channel there is twitch.tv/smashomash, a delightful streaming platform. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, stare at the sun. May the solar wind be at your back. And visit our links. See you with a live stream coming soon, right after the premiere.